Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ravi Prakash Verma. I work in Department of Computer Science, Rama University, Kanpur, and I am here to discuss a subject, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, as you know, is one of the most common words nowadays, and you must be hearing a lot of things about it, like a system has AI in it, machines have AI in it, robots have AI in it, and so on. Now, what is AI? So, today's lecture we will discuss all these things that are needed or the part of AI, and we will also see how the AI has evolved from various other subjects and amalgamated into a discipline. Now, today's entire material, lecture material precisely, is based on the book Artificial Intelligence book, A Modern Approach, second edition by Russell and Peter Norvig. So, the topic for the today's presentation will be introduction, the definition of AI, foundation of AI, which in depth will cover philosophy, mathematics, economics, psychology, neuroscience, computer engineering, control theory, and cybernetics and linguistics. Human beings are one of the most intelligent species on this planet. Whereas there are animals like dolphins, dogs, which are also intelligent, but in comparison to humans, human intelligence is far more in capacity and in power. Now, what is intelligence? Intelligence helps us to perceive, understand, predict and manipulate the world far larger and more complicated in itself. Imagine a person who does not have any intelligence. What do you call it? Dumb fellow. Means he can't do something. He need to be assisted every time whenever he is following some activity. So, intelligence is a natural sense, is demonstrated by humans and other species. Okay, ants too are all intelligent species. The intelligence is natural in sense as it demonstrated by the humans and other species. In the other species, I have already told you, dogs, dolphin, ants, they are all intelligent species. Now, what is exactly intelligence is? Intelligence, we can say, is a computational part of our ability to perceive or achieve a goal in the world. Now, various kinds and degrees of intelligence are there in the people, in animals and in some other machines also. Now, artificial intelligence, sometimes called machine intelligence, is an intelligence demonstrated by machines. The term artificial intelligence is used to describe or mimic machines with cognitive functions that matches the functions of human. That is to say, is that humans can solve a problem, and before solving a problem, humans learn a lot of things, and when they are mature enough in learning, then they attempt to solve a problem. Similarly, a machine can be made learn, and after learning, it can attempt to solve a problem. So, in short, artificial intelligence in machine cognitively mimics the functions of human beings, and it is a science, engineering of making intelligent machines, especially the intelligent computer programs. So, suppose that if you are able to make an intelligent computer program, then you can insert that program into some machine, okay, into some robot, or algorithm itself can be smart enough to solve various problems by using AI concepts and techniques. Now, it is related to the similar task of using computers to understand the human intelligence also, meaning that computers can assist human beings to understand how human intelligence works, and that is the reason AI does not confine itself to methods and that are biologically observable. Well, when it comes to the part of definition of AI, we will see that there is no single agreed upon definition of AI. Many researchers, many people, authors have given their own definition, and every definition stands to be true in one particular domain or one particular of application. So it is because that AI spans a lot of fields, and thus we will have a definition of an AI on certain dimensions. Now 4 dimensions we can choose is that thinking humanly and thinking rationally. Thinking humanly and thinking rationally. Other are acting humanly and acting rationally. So that means if a human being thinks rationally, then we should have a machine or a software code that also thinks rationally. If a human being is able to act rationally, then machines are also expected to act rationally, and vice versa. If you reverse that, we need a machine. If a machine can act humanly, then we will say that machine has got AI in it. If we see that if a machine is able to act like humans act, okay, then that machine also have AI in it. So it is vice versa. The theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, translation between languages, etc. All these sciences are part of computer science, and are especially a part of subject called artificial intelligence. And we can, if we are able to simulate these functions, these domains, these artifacts, these work into some computer program, then we say that we are actually doing work with artificial intelligence. So the capability of a machine to imitate the intelligent human behavior can also be termed as one of the definitions of artificial intelligence. And an ability of digital computer or computer controlled robots to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent being is also definition of an AI. In order to test whether a machine is acting humanly or not, we have Turing test approach. As you can see in the figure, A, B, C, there are 3 letters. A is a simple computer, B is a human being, and C is an human that is acting as an observer. Now what is there? These A and B and C are actually separated, and only thing is that via some medium they can communicate. Suppose that C gives a problem to A and B to solve, and both of them return a result in which A's result matches B. Okay, that means both A and B reply the same result or give the same solution. Then C is unable to differentiate whether reply given from A is a human or by machine. Similarly, reply given by B is from human or by machine. So this is known as Turing test. It is a very famous test designed by Alan Turing in 1950. Now when Alan Turing set this standard in Turing test, so in order to pass a Turing test, certain capabilities are required. The first and the foremost capability is natural language processing, because an observer will communicate or ask questions in plain language, in simple language, in natural language like English, Hindi, French, German, Russian. Okay, then the machine, especially the A, should be able to understand what C is asking. So understandability of natural language is very important if a machine has to pass a Turing test. Now the second point is knowledge representation. Knowledge representation means to store the knowledge which we hear or which we know already from previous learning. Now if the machine or the computer in A is unable to represent the knowledge, is unable to store the knowledge, if it is unable to process the knowledge, then it cannot give a proper correct reply. So that's why knowledge representation is important. If we are able to represent the knowledge in a machine, then we can store it and we can process it further in order to answer some questions. Now the next is the automated reasoning. It is very true that a database cannot answer the question by itself. In order to draw inferences, or in order to draw the inferences from the stored knowledge, you need automated reasoning. Some program or some code should be able to automate the reasoning process, and with the help of the stored knowledge, it can answer the questions. And over here, it should be kept in mind, the questions are not repeated, they are different every time it has been put to test. Now machine learning. Now in order to adapt to the new circumstances or to detect and explore patterns, we need machine learning capabilities. To sum up, 4 important points are there. To pass Turing test, we need natural language processing, knowledge representation, automated reasoning, and machine learning. Total Turing test. As we know that it was proposed, Turing test was proposed in 1950. Since then a lot of advancements have been taken up. So Turing test also has been enhanced, okay, by addition of one important thing, that is the visual information should also be able to be asked, and visual conclusions can also be drawn from the text. So that means an observer C can propose a picture to both A and B, and both have to interpret the picture and answer the question given by the C. So this is known as total Turing test, and it includes a video signal so that the integrator can test the subject's perceptual ability, as well as opportunity for the integrator to pass physical objects through the some kind of a hatch. To pass a Turing test, total Turing test, we need additional 2 capabilities. One is computer vision and other is robotics. Now computer vision will help the computer or the machine to analyze, to understand the object shown, and the robotics will help to manipulate the objects, and it can move or make changes in the world around it. Now thinking humanly. It is a cognitive modeling approach. The cognitive modeling is an area of a computer science. It deals with simulating human problem solving and mental processing in a computerized model. These models can be used to simulate or predict the human behavior or performance. It is an interdisciplinary field of cognitive science which brings together computer models, AI, and experimental psychology and experiment techniques in it to construct the precise and testable theories of human mind. Now using cognitive science, a program can be made which can imitate the human's thinking. So in order, and how we will get to know that how humans are thinking, that is can be done in 3 ways. First is the introspection, second is the psychological experiment, and other is brain imaging. Now in introspection, what we do is we introspect ourselves and see how we are actually thinking in step by step in order to solve some problem. In psychological experiment, some expert is actually observing some person in action, and in brain imaging, observing the brain in action when some problem is given to the subject. Now if a program's input and program's output matches the human behavior, then we can say that program has the cognitive feature in it and it can think humanly. Then it is evident also, it is evident that the same kind of a mechanism which is operating in machine or a program is actually operating in human beings also. And in this field, in this area, Alan and Halbert Simon developed a GPS, that is Journal Problem Solver, in 1961. The GPS not only solved the problems, but when the steps were traced back, they were found that those steps exactly matches the humans. So that means GPS matched the cognitive thinking of humans. In thinking rationally, the major contribution was given by Greek philosopher Aristotle, which have given the first time have given the idea of right thinking, that is an irrefutable reasoning process. He used syllogisms, that is deductive reasoning. It is a pattern for argument that always yielded the correct result provided premises are true. For example, Socrates is a man, all men are mortal, and therefore Socrates is mortal. In these three sentences, the first two sentences are actually premises and the third sentence is the conclusion or the deduction from concept of right thinking. So Aristotle gave the foundation of logic. Logic is actually a law of thought that is supposed to govern our mind. So logicians in 18th century developed a precise notation of statements about kinds of objects in the world and their relationship among them. And then logicians tried to build a program to create an intelligent system. Acting rationally, rational agent approach. An agent is something which can act. Simple definition of agent is anything which can act or bring changes to the environment. Now a computer agent actually operates autonomously, perceives their environment, persists over a long period of time, adapts to changes and creates or pursues goals. So that is the definition of computer agent. And a rational agent is one that acts to achieve the best outcome, one or some goal, and it achieves the best outcome in conditions where there is lot of uncertainty. So and computer agent or that is rational in nature will achieve the output or the best outcome in certain given situation where there is lot of chaos and lot of uncertainty in it. The rational agent is expected to make correct inference from the statements or perceived knowledge and by applying logic. So rational agent, what it does, it perceives knowledge, and to perceive the knowledge it perceives this environment, okay, then it draws inference from it and then it applies its logic to make a correct inference. The skills needed to pass Turing test also allows an agent to act rationally. The knowledge representation and the reasoning enables agent to reach to a good decision. Agent should be able to generate a comprehensive statements in natural language. Then agent should be able to learn and improve their learning to generate an effective human behavior. So in this part of discussion, we have introduced the concept of artificial intelligence. One, tried to define artificial intelligence, and moreover precise definition of artificial intelligence came from 4 dimensions like of human and machines, where we have seen that the acting humanly, acting rationally, thinking humanly and thinking rationally. And we have discussed the various, we have also discussed the important Turing test and total Turing test, where we have seen that what the characteristics are there or required for a machine to pass a Turing test. Thank you for today. In next series we will discuss the further topics like foundation of artificial intelligence.